Success Insight shares the stories of the people with passion and drive who make things happen in the world. Here's your host, Howard Fox.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Success Insight podcast. Our guest today is Andrée Martin, our leadership mindset and golf performance coach. Now, if you have been with us, my God, since, all of 2020 at least, you know by now, if Andrée is my guest on the Success Insight podcast, it must be another episode of Mindset Monday. Now, before we bring Andrée on, let me just remind you, who is Andrée Martin? Well, she's an LPGA Class A Life member, a nationally recognized top 50 golf teacher and expert, and a member of the Maine Golf Hall of Fame. Recognizing golf's value as a business tool in today's competitive marketplace, Andrée works with individuals, groups, corporate, or organizational clients to create educational and team-building programs that enhance the professional success of aspiring executives. Andrée, welcome back to the Success Insight podcast and another episode of Mindset Monday.
Thank you, Howard. Great to be back as always, and very inspired and excited with the Olympics. We have said from day one, we're going for the gold and not settling for silver. And, it makes me think of a round of golf. I've never had a round of golf where I couldn't have played better.
Really?
Any round of golf you play can always be better.
So golf is not like the proverbial perfect game in baseball where 27 batters up and 27 outs. That doesn't exist in golf.
Nope. There's 18 holes of play.
Yeah.
But how you play the game is entirely up to you.
Okay.
And, I know I've even mentioned way back when we talked about Annika Sorenstam and her perfect round and not a perfect round, but near perfect round. She broke all the records and still said she could have shot a 54 instead of a 59. Holy cow. Nobody can achieve that endless quest. And I know that's how the Olympians all feel.
Yeah.
They're always going for the gold and they're always seeking the best for themselves. And it just has had me thinking a lot about the keys to an Olympian's mindset. And I thought it would be really important after having our midsummer check-in and everybody recalibrating and hopefully everybody's realigned and ready to have a finishing best year ever. How are we really going to help the audience go for the gold and really sustain it? And all of this all coming together, my gosh, the Olympics are always so fun to watch. It's always incredible to see these athletes in preparation to meet the opportunity to have the best possible success. Yes, they can always do better. We all can always do better. And it's almost like that endless thirst and quest for success and to keep getting a little bit more and a little bit more. And so today I wanted to really dive in deeper into the 5 keys to the Olympian's mindset.
Perfect.
And for the audience, you need to know that an Olympian's mindset is a champion's mindset. And one quote caught me. It was actually an Olympic committee slogan. It is not every 4 years, it's every day. And when you think about your business and you think about your sport out there, it's what are you doing each and every day where it compounds and accumulates? And what result do you desire? And are you willing to not go there? Or are you willing to keep going there, building, building, building? And I've done a lot of research on Olympians and champions, and it's their abundance of power, their abundance of skill, their abundance of courage to really stay the course and endure without waver. So I'd like to jump right into, okay, how do we gain an Olympian's mindset? Well, it's really the work of Carol Dweck that I'd like to give credit to because she's done a lot of studying on it. And it's the growth mindset. that she has said over and over again that is what distinguishes the Olympians, the champions, those who succeed from those that don't, and why. And so now that you've recalibrated your year, you know you really want to have a slam dunk, finish strong. How are we going to do it? Well, I just mentioned a few things that are not in that growth mindset, but it builds up to it. You've got to have that abundance of power, skill, courage, daily compounded, and learning how to keep winning versus trying not to lose. And I see that every day when I'm giving golf lessons and I'm doing coaching with people. And Howard, I know you have too. The ones that really succeed are the ones that are saying, okay, wait a second here. What do we need to win? Yes, you take a look at what's working and what isn't, but it's not about, I don't want to lose here. I don't want to keep losing here. No, how are you going to win? That's a whole different framework. And in Carol Dreck's work, she calls it the growth mindset versus the fixed or static mindset. And to me, that's your difference between winning versus trying not to lose. And so here are your 5 steps, folks. There are 5 keys, and those 5 keys are challenges, obstacles, effort, criticism, and the success of others. So in challenges, an Olympian has the desire to learn versus the fixed mindset of the desire to look smart. Big difference. Desire to learn and grow constantly. Look at what you and I are constantly trying to do with these Mindset Mondays. I think we do a pretty darn good job of that. I want to keep bringing everybody the best possible so they can keep growing and learning on a day-to-day basis.
It's a constant reminder. It's an affirmation every day that I need to stick with it and power through, like you say, prove the skills and, just endure.
And that leads nicely to the challenges, which is embrace the challenge. Embrace it. Take it on. You're versus the avoidance of it. So take it on. All right. What do we need to do? And then we get to break it down, right? Take it on. You're learning it. Take it on. Break it down step by step, day by day. It makes a huge difference. And then when those obstacles come, the Olympian persists in the face of setback. You look at Simone and what she had to do. That had to be very difficult. And yeah, I know a lot of folks are disappointed, and I know the team was disappointed she couldn't be there to help win the gold for the team, but she had to take care of herself. And that in itself is a very hard thing for athletes. It's hard for all of us. We have to take care of ourselves first. Well, what's the first thing the flight attendant says in the airplane? You got to put the oxygen mask on you first.
Right.
Then you can help others on the plane, the children and others. And so part of that persistence is, okay, what is my body telling me? How do I need to sustain, train, but yet where does my body need a little added support here? And so in business, you can take that same framework, that same focus, and instead of giving up, no, you're not giving up. You're persisting and sustaining and in embracing that challenge. You're breaking it down even further. Okay, so little setback. So how can we build it back up? Maybe slower than we needed to, but you're still on that track each and every day to keep gaining on that success and growth ability. Effort. So this is all supporting and building upon itself. Your effort is a path to mastery. The amount of effort you put in is what gets put out. And if what's
that number they always throw out? How many hours of practice And effort does it take
10,000 repetitions.
10,000 repetitions
is toward mastery. That was even in the tipping point.
Right.
10,000 repetitions toward mastery. And that's a lot of repetitions. And that shows you that effort is not fruitless. It really does build upon itself. And no, the repetition doesn't mean each one is absolutely perfect and done well and done right. You're learning along the way. So you've got the desire to learn, you're embracing the challenge, you're persisting despite setbacks. Well, you're learning along the way what's working and what isn't, and how to improve, how to step aside and regroup and reassess. Your effort in the path to this mastery, what you put in, is what's going to keep compounding and building toward your strength, towards your accuracy, towards your ability to really zoom in on that bullseye, that target, and hit it over and over and over again. And for one that is a long term, you're building toward it so that you stay on path, even if you veer off, and get to that bullseye and nail it.
Sure.
Eye on the target. Eye on the target. And then the other thing that's always a challenge for everybody is learning from criticism, right? But I don't see any Olympian out there doing well. And we had an Olympian, was it 4 or 8 years ago, that tried to take it on themselves? I think it was Bodie, actually. Tried to do it without a coach. And didn't succeed so well. We all need a coach. Howard, why are we in business, right? And it's learning from the criticism, but the criticism from a good quality coach that has the growth mindset, has the desire for their player to learn, for their player to embrace the challenges we are throwing at them so they keep growing towards success and building that persistence. Yeah, they want to give up. No, we're not going to let them. No way. Keep going.
Right.
Every day, even when we don't want to. We even have days we don't want to, but we get up, game on, right?
Every day.
It's all about that.
Right.
And then the success of others, I thought, was a really important point that she shows. Versus feeling threatened by the success of others, a champion's growth mindset finds lessons and inspiration from the success or in the success of others.
It's interesting. As a coach, I mean, and you will know this as well. Maybe you even as a professional golf instructor, you know this. Yeah. There's other golf instructors out there, and some of them are just all over, the social sites. There's coaches all over the social sites. I mean, heaven help me if I log in and get another freebie, then I'm inundated with email after email after email. And quite frankly, there's a lot of, for example, LinkedIn experts. There's a lot of podcasting experts. And the closed mindset that I have is I don't want to hear from anybody else. Mm-hmm. And I have to remind myself, perhaps more than I do, that I need to learn what the others are doing so that I can make adjustments to what I'm doing. In fact, that's what happened this past weekend at the Writers Conference that I spoke at, the Wisconsin Outdoor Communicators Association. I delivered a workshop on podcasting, and there was also a panel discussion towards the end of the event where individuals came up who had podcast YouTube channels, and they were talking about their path. And I have to say, there was a couple aha moments there. And I even teed up some questions that they could answer so that I could learn, but also it would reaffirm some of the things that I had been sharing with this group as well. So I was being a little, I was kind of seeding some things for,
Sure.
But it was helpful. And I learned, and I think, as coaches, professionals, golf pros, leaders, wherever you are, you have to take that criticism and you have to look at it as an opportunity. Okay, what little nugget can I take and use to grow and get better at what I'm doing.
Absolutely.
So that hit the nail on the head for me as you were talking about that. So thank you.
Awesome. And, with each of those 5 keys, we can then reach even higher levels of success, and it gives you greater free will. Whereas in that fixed, static mindset, had you not gone there and been open to the lessons and inspiration from others, you would be plateauing. You wouldn't be reaching your full potential. That whole view does not bring you the free will to keep growing and accelerating and really staying on top of your game.
Yeah, it's wonderful. I mean, the growth mindset, it creates new opportunities for us that we perhaps we're not even aware were there for us to take advantage of.
Absolutely.
We have that growth mindset. We are shutting everything out.
Right. When new things could be coming in and we don't even see it because we've got those blinders on versus being open and willing to keep growing. Mm-hmm. So those are your 5 keys to the growth mindset, or to the Olympians mindset.
Fantastic. And hey, before we kind of close this episode down, Andrée, for our listeners, let's just repeat those 5 growth mindsets.
Absolutely. The 5 keys are having the desire to learn, embracing the challenge, persist in the face of a setback, see effort as a path to mastery, learn from criticism, and then because of that, you're learning lessons and inspiration and the success of others. And you just keep expanding and growing from there, reaching higher and higher levels of success.
Perfect. Another wonderful episode, Andrée.
Thanks, Howard. Always good to team up with you and share. And audience members, we both would love to hear from you, and we want to continue to add to your needs and growth. And we're here and looking forward to even more going forward.
Fantastic. Well, Andrée, before we do head out, where are the best places for our listeners to learn more about you and your work?
They can find me on andreegolf.com. That's Andrée with 2 E's. I'm also on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram.
Fantastic. And of course, we will provide all the backlinks to your website, andreegolf.com, as well as to the social channels. So, Andrée, my God, it's the end of August.
I can't believe it. I know.
For some reason, I am really looking forward to the fall season. I don't know what it is, but something in me is just looking forward to the fall. I don't know. I mean, it's been a great year, coming off of COVID. I've been out to the desert. I've had my enjoyment of the stars and the desert landscape, but there's just something I'm anxious to have in the fall. I can't put my finger on it, but I know it's there. But I don't know how you feel, but it's just hard to believe it's the end of August.
I know we've put the challenge out there to the listening audience, and you and I both have planted even more seeds for the spring. It's blossoming through the summer. We're going to have a great harvest this fall, so that we can reap the benefits and actually share even more with everybody going forward into an even better 2022. So maybe that's what it's all about. There's going to be even more colors and greatness and great harvest to be had.
Very good. Amen to that. Well, listen, folks, we have just been chatting with Andrée Martin, our leadership mindset and golf performance coach. And today's episode was the 5 keys to an Olympian's mindset. Do let us know what you thought of the episode. Any comments? We'd love to hear them from you. You can visit us on successinsightpodcast.com. You can also visit us on our LinkedIn and Facebook pages, Success Insight Podcast. We are on almost all of the podcasting platforms: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, Pandora, iHeartRadio, and especially Spotify, where we actually have the Mindset Monday playlist. So you can hear all of Andrée's episodes. My God, I think we're in the 40 range right now.
We're in the mid
40 range. Oh my God. And part of me thinks we just need to have a dedicated website for Mindset Monday, but that's a whole other conversation, Andrée, you and I are going to have. But in any case, wherever you prefer to take your social and podcasting episodes, I mean, there's many ways to hear the best of Andrée and Mindset Monday. And because, again, this is gold, folks. This is gold. And we are not settling for silver. That just came to mind, Andrée. I'm just like, wow, that just came out perfectly. Folks, if you are interested, also, please do, check us out. And hey, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, go out there, have a phenomenal day. And we will see you on another episode of Success Insight Podcast and Mindset Monday with Andrée Martin. And my God, after this episode, this is the second episode in August. We are going to have this September episodes for you. So stay tuned. And until then, take care. And we will see you on another episode of the Success Insight Podcast and Mindset Monday with Andrée Martin. Take care now.
Success Insight is a production of Fox Coaching and First Story Strategies. Find us online, successinsightpodcast.com.